Aircraft being parked up are coming in thick and fast. For example, we recently saw Air New Zealand announced that they would be grounding 2 of their Airbus A321neos. This due to Pratt & Whitney's supply chain shortages regarding engines. Meanwhile, over in Australia, Rex, a regional operator, announced it would reduce flights following supply chain issues itself and also a labour crisis. Now, SriLankan Airlines will ground 5 of its A320neos. The decision to ground the aircraft comes following, similar to Air New Zealand, a significant global shortage of engines, and supply chains very much being under the pump. Interestingly enough, SriLankan Airlines actually has 6 A320neos currently on its books. That means it is moving ahead with the grounding of all but 1 aircraft from this series. It highlights how the global engine shortage impacts carriers differently depending on the circumstances. Additionally, you can also take a look at how each respective carrier has maybe prepared for the situation or is looking to deal with it. But at the end of the day, there's only so much preparation that can be done for situations such as these. If you're going to be impacted, well then you're going to be impacted very much so. For Air New Zealand, as an example, they said they managed the situation to the best of their abilities, and therefore only needed to park 2 aircraft, whereas for SriLankan, it essentially was the worst case scenario, with 5 of the 6 being grounded. Air New Zealand made note that on their side, it could have been far worse than just 2 units grounded, but managing the ongoing supply chain crisis and communication with partners meant that they could prevent the worst case. For SriLankan, they say they're really struggling with supply chains, and while communication is ongoing, and as you would expect is very, very important in situations such as these, an expected timeframe for the return to service isn't completely clear. Reference point for Air New Zealand with their Pratt & Whitney engines is year's end, whereas for SriLankan and their other engine partners, it could be a matter of months, or it could be longer. Supply chains are very unpredictable, and especially since the emergence of the pandemic, the recovery from the pandemic, and then the subsequent labour crisis that we've seen, pressures have been felt on every single point of the industry. With the busy summer season upcoming, airlines right around the globe will be doing everything in their power to be fully prepared for this mammoth season, as it's when they'll see their finances boost and bring in some strong revenues for the 3 or 4 month period. Aircraft delivery delays, supply chain issues, engine shortages, and a whole lot more is simply what carriers want to avoid. But, like I said earlier, while preparation can be done, at the end of the day, these airlines are sitting ducks for problems to hit them. I'll be continuing to cover developments on the engine shortage and if any further airlines are being impacted. Until the next video, take care, be safe, thank you very much for your support, and I'll see you next time. And we'll fly.